Today, I will be reviewing a $2.5 million Nollywood movie by Jim Iyke called Sin. First Kill, Abi, First Blood. There is a kill, Sha, and there is a blood. It was originally called First Kill and then changed to First Blood. And yet again, this is one of the movies that I personally don't feel like the title connects with the storyline. So the storyline basically borders around the life of a man who is a drug dealer but owns a real estate firm that he uses as a front. Eventually, the DEA catches up with him, makes an arrest. DEA means Drug Enforcement Agency. And then his wife had to step up, basically, because the drug cartel that the husband was working for wanted her to take over from where he stopped. So it basically talks about all the drama, all of the betrayal and everything that comes with it. Sin, First Kill, Abi's First Blood. The movie title is not collaborating with the storyline. Yeah, she was made to kill someone. That is, the wife of the drug dealer was made to kill someone for the first time to show that she has the heart, she can be mean, she has what it takes to take over the husband's position on the table. But it has nothing to do with the storyline. It didn't add in any way, it didn't subtract in any way. If that scene wasn't shot, the movie and the storyline will still be understood. So I don't know why you would name the entirety of a movie around a scene that is not even significant to the storyline at all. I believe that a better title or theme would have been good for the movie. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. You will indeed be encouraging us to go on with this. If you have not, make sure to do so. Now let's go back to the video. The movie Sin is the budget for the movie is actually a whooping $2.5 million. Dollars, not naira. And then, I watched the movie and I'm wondering, okay, where did all this money go into? I was trying to give a fizzy kind of movie, but no, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. I didn't see so much of flamboyancy or where money was spent so much. The costume was the basic normal thing that we see in the Nigerian Nollywood industry. I don't know if the budget being 2.5 million was just like a stunt to make people want to see the movie, but I did not see $2.5 million in the movie production. Not at all. So there are actually a few things that I really liked about the movie, but before then, let's talk about what I did not like about the movie Sin. I'm calling it Sin because First Kill, First Blood, the movie producers don't even know what name to stand with. The movie is giving the vibe of the more you look, the less you see, because it starts out looking like a movie that will be really captivating, makes you, oh, okay, this is going to be really interesting. But guess what? It ends up being slow, boring, and it doesn't really give you so much vibe. The movie is a big budget, big cast, but terrible storytelling. The story is not really, the writers didn't do it for me. If you're going to shoot a movie about a cartel, a drug lord, it should be, it should keep you on your 10 toes. It should make your chest really tight. It should make you expectant. There should be chaos upon chaos. It should keep you on your feet. But no, not for this. Not for this. For instance, the story says that a man who works with a drug cartel was arrested by the DEA. Imagine the drug cartel deciding that it is his wife who takes over. On what grounds? Firstly, at the time, it was a scandal in the entire state, that, oh, this guy is a drug lord, he was arrested for being a drug lord. So she is at the peak of a public scandal. How would you think that this person is the right person to take over when the DEA are still doing their investigation on her husband for being a drug lord? And also, the truth is, she doesn't have any experience in the business. She literally doesn't have any experience in the drug business. She didn't know how it was, how it's being run. And how do you decide that she is going to be in charge of, all the drugs being transported to all the states in Nigeria, but she doesn't even have the basic knowledge on how drug business is being run. Even the distributor for the drugs being transported to the northern side of Nigeria was against that decision because he felt she doesn't have any experience, she doesn't have what it takes to lead people who have been in this drug business for long. I feel like she should not have been put as the head at first. So that part of the story didn't really sit well for me. Also, I don't know what was the issue with the sound of Jim Iyke's character, which is black, and Yemi's character, which is Mr. Shino. They weren't audible at some point. I could barely hear them, or you have to hear to understand. And it was more like they were trying to form a fizzy, especially Jim Iyke's character. He was trying to form a fizzy and trying to talk like this very big drug lord and stuff. But he ended up not being audible. I don't know if it was with the sound or he was not really speaking out really well, but at some point I could barely hear what they were saying. And also the cinematography was really lovely, but it was dark at some places. They're trying to form aesthetics, but you end up giving us a dark scene. We could barely see the face of the actor. We could barely connect with him because we weren't even seeing him. It's okay if you want to give us aesthetics of a rich drug lord and stuff, but let us see the face of the person that is talking. That's basically what the point of a movie is. If you want to give us audio movie, let's hear it over the radio. If you're going to shoot a movie where it has to be visually appealing, at least let's see the face of the person talking. Let's talk about Hems. He played the character Officer Rufus, and he came to the limelight from being in the Big Brother Niger house. I don't like his character. I didn't like the way he portrayed it. I don't know. It didn't feel good for me. It just didn't. I could not connect in any way. His lines in this movie was not giving. I don't know what the scriptwriters did with his character, but they did him dirty, and even his delivery was not helping matters. I did not enjoy his performance in any way at all, and I feel like a lot of work has to be done on his end and also on the script writing. And to be honest with you, after seeing this part one, I'm not moved, I'm not motivated to anticipate the part two, but I hope they do better and give Hems a very good script to deliver. DLA, DEA. So I said DEA means Drug Enforcement Agency. The characters kept calling it DLA, sometimes DEA, sometimes DLA. And if you didn't know what it was supposed to mean, you would confuse it. I don't know why, but you're going to be a DEA agent in a movie and you can't just pronounce the initials, DEA. Kept calling it DLA, 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 and no, that's not a good one for a character. It shows how much depth you didn't put in your character, else you would remember exactly what role that you are playing. Also, this is the very first time I'm watching a movie where Gideon Okeke fell my hand, big time. So Gideon Okeke's character was more like he was picking his lines. It was obvious he was not in the moment. He was not in his character's moment. Oh, his delivery was way less than average. And I don't know why. I really don't know why, but I've seen quite a number of Gideon Okeke's movie and he's been doing well. He's been doing really good. I didn't expect this from him at all. And so a lot of work has to be done, especially in the part 2 coming up. Please, I hope he did a better job in that part 2 called Sin Blackout. So what do I like about the movie Sin? First things first, I love the costume. I love the costume department for their amazing job in this movie. For every character, for every cast, they gave us their 100. Especially Jim Iyke's character, all his outfits was amazing. And I think that is where the $2.5 million actually went, because those outfits, it was beautiful. The costume, the cars he drove in the movie, it was really awesome. Jim Iyke, tell us, that's where the $2.5 million went at. And also, I love Toni Tones' performance in this movie. She portrayed the character Mrs. Shino Tosin, and I feel like she's one of the cast that did an amazing job. She nailed her role, gave it 100, put in her best. You could connect with her, you could feel her pain, you could feel everything going on around her, and it was really beautiful to watch. And yeah, the drone shots, awesome. The cinematography of this movie was amazing. Just that, a few of the scenes were a bit dark, and the fizzy they were trying to give us was lost in the darkness. But yeah, cinematography did a good job. Well done. So on this note, I would want to say that a lot of job needs to be done in the script writing aspect of the Nollywood industry. I feel like that we tell a lot of beautiful stories, but they are not aligned well, they are not linked together well, they are not interwoven in such a way that, you know, it will be a seamless flow. Being that it was a drug cartel movie, I expected to be on my 10 toes. I was not. I expected a lot of chaos, a lot of drama. It wasn't really there, and it was a very beautiful movie idea. I get what Jim Iyke was trying to achieve, but the story was not interwoven well, and there were some unnecessary scenes. In fact, I had watched this movie until it was 10 minutes to go, and then I clicked on my remote to see if, wait, is this movie still starting? Honestly speaking, this was exactly the experience I had. And then I clicked and I saw, oh, it's 10 minutes to go. That's to show you how much the story did not really sink in. Usually, if you're watching a movie and you're approaching the end, you would know, you would, feel it, you would understand from all that they've told you. How did I watch a movie for almost an hour plus, and then I'm still wondering if it is still starting? That is to tell you that the story writers did not do a good job, and I feel like more can actually be done. My rating for this $2.5 million movie is a 4/10, and it is heartbreaking that I'm giving it a 4/10, but it was slow, it was boring, and for a drug cartel movie, it was not really given, and I feel like a lot has to be done, a lot can be done to improve the story, and I hope that the part 2, Scene Blackout, does justice to that.